topics that we've covered so far. So the first two chapters that we did, chapter 2 and chapter 3, are the basic Python. Started out with basic features like scalar and strings and integer and floating point and date time, and program control like if, else if, loops, and so on. And then we did how to print with the F string. Then in chapter 3, we looked at data structures, tuple, list, dictionary, and sets. Okay, I forgot to put that. List and dictionary are the two that we use ourselves very often, as we have seen already. Tuple is in the background. Okay, whenever we run programs, whenever we run modeling, the results are saved in tuple. So we do use tuple quite a lot, but it is in the background. We don't create tuples ourselves very often. And then, of course, comprehension, list comprehension and dictionary comprehension, we use that quite often in setting up data. Then we have user-defined functions. So these are the two chapters that form the bulk of basic Python. And after that, we looked at two important libraries, okay, NumPy. Okay, so NumPy is important, but once again, it's in the background. We don't directly use NumPy except for certain things like some universal functions like np.mean or np.std or np.floor and things like that. So we use a lot of NumPy functions, which are universal functions that go through the entire data, not one by one. Okay, so those universal functions, they are the ones that we use often. But of course, NumPy is the foundation upon which pandas rests. So when you create pandas series and pandas data frames, they are built on top of one NumPy. So NumPy is again there whenever we use pandas data structures. And pandas data structures, here is where we spent a lot of time, like 3-4 weeks on this. Pandas series, again, we looked at lots of features about pandas series, how to create different data types and date time functions and so on. And similarly, index and accessing. Pandas data frame, same thing. And many more features than pandas series. And pandas data frame is the data structure upon which we build our data and run models. So this is the one that's the focus of much of what we are doing. And then in chapter 6, we looked at how to read data into pandas data frame. Okay. So CSV data, text files, SQL tables, and basic web pages, well formatted web pages. Okay, so that's where we are at this point. So now we are at chapter 7. Okay, and chapter 7, there are a couple of okay, so let's go to UTC, and I made some changes to the data files, and I would like you to download the updated. So here, data cleaning and transformation, and this is the notebook file that we'll be using, and this is an old file that I've made a few changes to this file. So download this and save it in your data folder. Then this is a new file, and please download this and save it to your data folder. So we'll be using these two data files in chapter 7. So in chapter 7, what we're going to do is to look look for anomalies in data, and correcting data, and modifying data. So we're not going to look at any new features of Python, but here is where we start applying the Python knowledge that we have gained so far into data preparation and data cleaning, data transformation, and data preparation for modeling. Okay. So here we're going to look at three basic types of data transformations. Okay. So we're going to look at string manipulation. Okay. We have seen string manipulation before as a scalar way back in chapter 2. So what we're going to do